Welcome everybody to the August 2025 MAS monthly meeting. This will be our meeting featuring the astrophotographers' submissions for the year. So we're all looking forward to that. So the agenda, we're gonna have a brief official part of the meeting. We're gonna skip over a lot of the slides we typically do when we have a regular meeting. So we'll just capture some highlights and go over membership and stuff. I will talk about membership and upcoming Astro events and outreach and the upcoming MAS events for the next month. I've got some pictures from Camping the Stars and Astronomy Camp at LLCC. And then we'll have the treasurer's report and a statement from the board, and then your images will be coming here. And how many total we have on it? How many submissions? How many people? 25 people. 25 people. So it should take up well over an hour. So hopefully we get through this first part of the meeting pretty quickly. A side note, one of our sponsors for Northern Night Star Fest has offered the MAS a special 10% discount for the month of August. And that's Starlight Instruments and makers of the FedEx Focuser series. So if you call them or use on their website with a discount code of MAS 2025, get a 10% discount on those products. Good for any purchase items and focusers, adapters, end caps, risers, accessories, and apparel. And again, they are sponsors of NNSF, and they have also provided a prize as one of our prizes for Northern Night Star Fest. Yeah, including Howard Ladder. All right, MAS board. 6 spaces haven't changed. I think we're all here. I am Vols Travers and President. John Zivich here, Vice President. Wage to the crowd. Claire, Secretary. No Huff. Jesse and Phil, board members at large. No House Treasurer, of course. All right. Contact anybody on the board at any time about anything club related. You can go to the website mnastro.org. Board contacts, there's a form you fill out, and you can get a hold of me or anybody on the board or everybody on the board if you choose to. All right, membership. Welcome new and returning members. So Jay Vickford, Matt Branham, Kitty Fernandez, Nelson, Julius Aguaro, Margaret Fidel, Emmett Johnson, Michael Cable, Charles Kriska, Maria Lewis, Juliana Mitchell, Stephen Murray, Jay Raphael, Manar Reda, Richard Schuler, Joe Simpson, Stuart Severson, and welcome back Jeff Quidham and Stuart Rosen. So at this point in time, we've got 703 total members, 3 honorary, 163 patron, 504 regular, 33 students as of the beginning of the month. So if there's any question about your membership or any other perks that come with the membership, you can reach out to Steve Everett, membership coordinator right there. You can talk to him right here in the meeting or send him an email at membership@mnastro.org.
Oh, that's bad.
All right, Astro events 2025 for August up until the point of the next monthly meeting. So our good friend, the full moon, August 9th, very soon. Asteroid 2 palette position, August 10th. So that's something you can actually observe in the full. Okay, August 12th, Venus, Moon, Saturn, and Neptune will be all pretty close together in the morning sky. Or actually not that. Peak of the Perseid meteor shower is August 12th, but unfortunately the moon will be really bright, so don't expect a lot of goodness out of that shower. But there's other meteors. There's always sporadics that come out. Last quarter moon, August 16th. Moon and Pleiades are close, also on August 16th. The Kappa Cygni meteor shower peaks August 18th. August 19th will be the next type of transit of Saturn from 12:52 to 3 a.m. Who saw Titan's transit last weekend? We observed it at LLCC through the 25 and 30 inch. It was fabulous.
Saw the pieces.
Oh,
Try there. We're quite dinosaur. Well, for some reason they can't hear you.
That's good now.
All right, August 21st, Mercury's highest in the morning sky, and new moon is August 23rd, just in time for NNSF. So good timing there. It's August 26th, moon and Mars will be close. And August 31st, moon at first quarter. September 1st, the Oregon meteor shower peaks. So upcoming space missions. So Crew 10 returned from the ISS sometime in August, upcoming here. It looks like SpaceX's Starship will be ready for test flight number 10 sometime in the middle of the month. They're fixing their blown up test pad and testing their ships on their orbital mount and all that stuff. So it looks like they're making progress to the next Starship version 2 test. So that'll be flight test 10. ULA Vulcan Centaur, tentatively August 12th. And then there's an Ariane 6 out of French Guiana for meteorological satellite. And there's a Soyuz launch for also a research satellite from Russia. And then ESA JUICE mission is doing a Venus flyby also in August. And then Falcon 9, I don't even talk about Falcon 9 anymore. There's just Starlinks everywhere and all the other stuff they do. So inthesky.org is a good resource for all of this stuff. But I did add the tech and transits to my list. So good call, Suresh. All right, outreach. So I think we're in peak time of observing right now, and it looks like Jesse's got a lot of requests going. And so these are all the active requests. Mississippi River, National River and Recreation Area. Was anyone signed up for that? You know,
He fixed it. Yeah.
Jesse, is the Mississippi National River? No one signed up for that yet? Or
I think Clayton did.
okay, a couple there. Rotary Club, Golden Valley, August 12th. Lake Louise, August 15th. Forestville Mystery Cave State Park Dark Sky Festival, August 16th. There's a Bellwin daytime event at JJC, Music in the Trees, August 16th and 17th. They're looking for some solar telescope help out there. September 5th, also another Mississippi National River Recreation Area outreach event. There's people in Grand Rapids still looking for people. Bell Museum is having a star party and request a table September 19th. And again, Mississippi National River and Recreation Area, October 3rd. Another Bell Museum Star Party, October 3rd. Minnesota Landscape Arboretum, October 5th. And then Sally Manzara Interpretive Nature Center in Lake Elmo, October 11th. Those are the outreach requests that are currently open. So to sign up to volunteer on the MAS forum and or the Slack channel, or reach out to Jesse Palmer at outreach@mnastro.org. Yes.
The one in Grand Rapids, they found somebody else.
Oh. ELO Public Star Party, August 16th in the evening with, I think they're arranging speakers and everything. LLCC Member Observing Weekend, August 15th and 16th. That's the week prior to NNSF. So it's not going to be the greatest sky, and the moon is going to be out a little bit toward the end of the night, but it will be available. And of course, Northern Night Star Fest, August 20th through 25th at LLCC. Sign up is through the website, and there's links to the sign up form. There are beds available. I believe there's a bunch of singles available for people who have signed up with doubles and triples that don't have rooming. So you're not going to get a single room, but camping sites and RV sites and hooking up with somebody else is probably available. So that is still going on. Then there's another ELO from 7 to 10. And then the next monthly meeting is Thursday, September 4th at 7 p.m.
right here at the Andetu Techa Education Center. All right. Keyholder training. So it's kind of a light keyholder training style. So ELO, there will be a Saturday, August 16th session and you can sign up on the website under the facilities and ELO location. There's no training in August for JJC or CGO. Those will be in September coming up. And then we will have training up at LLCC on Thursday, August 21st during Northern Nights Starfest. So there will be availability to do that. So that's the upcoming key holder training sessions. All right, huge shout out. We had 2 huge events this last weekend. Camping with the Stars. Who helped and participated in Camping with the Stars? All right, thank you very much. Here's some quick snapshots we got. We got good prizes. We got a lot of time, and not the best skies, but we still saw a lot of stuff was visible. So very activity. I heard a lot of positive comments from Camping with the Stars. So thank you, volunteers, and the ELO committee for that. And then LLCC Astronomy Camp. I was up at LLCC, and we had 31 campers, and we had 5 telescopes that were donated by MAS members for giveaways, and a whole table full, probably 100 books. So it was just fabulous. We had solar viewing, and we even had Saturday night. We had the kids up, and they loved climbing the ladders, looking through the big dobs up at LLCC. So some really good questions, and it was just a joy to be out there. All right, so thank you for all the volunteers. We had a bunch of members, committee people and non-committee people come up and help out with that event. It was great.
Okay, so this is our 6th time doing this, and long story short, the way this started was Dave Faulkner and I back in 2020, after we had to cancel a meeting because of the onset of the pandemic, and we're talking about how do we get the membership engaged, and with a lot of people adopting astrophotography during the pandemic, we decided, hey, let's ask people for pictures and make it a member focused meeting. And over time we evolved, and this is our 6th year doing this. This year we had 25 submissions. We had a lot of amazing pictures, and as promised, at the end there is a door prize for those who send pictures and are here in person. As stated, if you're not here in person, unfortunately you cannot win. And what we have for today are Andy Weir's books, The Martian. If you've seen the movie, you know about it. And Artemis and Hail Mary project, which is actually, I think, coming out next upcoming spring. So the first winner will get their pick, and then the second will get their pick, and then the third one will get whatever's left. So with that said, let's get started. And we're gonna, just for people to know when to expect to be called, if you've submitted a picture, we're going alphabetically by first name. Okay, so first one is Brian Rank. Brian, are you an audience online? Okay, no response from Brian. So this is a picture of the Andromeda Galaxy, and if I'm not mistaken, in Brian's email, he indicated this is one of his first attempts at astrophotography, and that's what he got from the Andromeda Galaxy.
It's pretty good. Flux Nebula in between as well.
Okay. And next it's Carter.
Is Carter online or here?
I am online. Can you hear me?
Yep. So tell us about your pictures.
Sounds good. So this is M8. Both my photos I submitted were done with a 130 millimeter Orion Eon refractor and a ZWO ASI 294 MC astro cooled camera. So I just started about exactly a year ago. It was my first photo, and this one was from June 30th at Metcalf Field. Just actually a few days after Andy Frazier and everyone managed to get the trees removed on the south end of the field. And so this was a good target, obviously being so low for me to try. I just really liked how it came out, and it's actually only 3 hours and 20 minutes of exposure time. yeah, I don't know. I just really like how the colors came out in this. This is one shot color camera, no filter. Um, yeah,
That's a, yeah, thank you, Carter. Suresh was highlighting, this is from a Bortle 5 sky, so it's pretty
yeah.
challenging. That's a pretty good picture. It's coming out really nice. It's a beautiful one.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Metcalf is obviously a little light polluted, but the more I do this, the more I realize, if you can do a lot with the software, right, to kind of bring out more detail. And as long as you have enough data, um, you know what you're doing, you can make some pretty good images even for Metcalf. So I don't have a whole lot else to say on this one. And I think I submitted one of, yes, so this is M33. Um, one sec here. This one was from LLCC, so much darker skies. This was actually during Northern Night Starfest last year. So Triangulum, you guys, a lot of you have probably seen this one visually, as well as M8, obviously. It didn't quite all fit in my field of view, so that's why it's a little cut off on the left there. But this was exactly 5 hours integration, same setup, 130 millimeter refractor, 294 MC. August 31st. And yeah, I don't have a ton to say on this one other than that. It does look a lot sharper on my phone screen I'm looking at than this, honestly, but it was really cool for me capturing nebula in another galaxy. I'd seen, I can't remember if it's 588 or 604, NGC 604. I remember seeing it visually with one of the big Dobbs up there as well. So it's really cool to see the nebula in another galaxy and then image it as well and really bring out a lot more detail. And um, yeah, I think this one just turned out quite well. And I might actually reshoot it again this fall now that I have a reducer, fit it all in there better. So that's pretty much all I got.
Thank you. Beautiful pictures.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Chuck King. Chuck? Okay. Tell us about your picture.
Okay, this is the Western Veil Nebula, and I just recently got this imaging rig, 90 millimeter ASCAR, and this is one of the first shots that I took that I just realized, wow, this is really something that I could do this. One shot color camera, Optolong L Extreme filter, and it's probably 3.5 hours. I don't know what else to say. Western Veil. Did I say Eastern? Oh. And this one, this was my second trip up to LLCC a couple of months ago, and it's like 3.5 hours of exposure, the Crescent Nebula. And looking at it, I realized there's a lot of noise. I could use a lot more exposure, but I just love the composition. It just looks like it's this brain frying in a fire. And that was the same rig. Where'd I shoot this? LLCC. So the previous picture was taken in like probably Bortle 7 or 8 skies in Champlain, which just amazed me that that came out that well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Beautiful pictures. Okay. Anything else?
I think that was about 3.5 hours also. I'd like to get a chance to add some more data to this one.
Well, you should go to NNSF and then you can collect more data.
Well, I'm thinking.
Just be careful. Don't shine white lights. You can win an award by doing that. It's an honor, yep. Well, it has your name on it, Chris, of course. You were one of the winners. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next, Claire.
So you can play it first, I guess, and then I can talk. I should have put music. I didn't. I was sleeping for a lot of this. So this was a couple weeks ago up at LLCC. You can see Andromeda up in the corner kind of coming into the frame. So anyway, it was kind of sketchy weather forecast that weekend, and Trina and I were up there together and decided not to set up scopes and just sit on the beach and chit chat. So I set up my camera about 10:30 and let it run all night till the sun came up in the morning. I went to sleep while this was going on for most of it, and I ended up with about 306 30-second exposures, I think, and I whittled that down. And then I just stacked and animated in Photoshop.
So what's the interval?
Sorry.
These are
Between-
successive frames. What's the interval between them?
Sorry, I had like 30-second images that totaled about 306 images
Oh, it's beautiful.
over, it was like 10:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m., something like that.
So what I understood from what you said, Claire, Trina's the one to blame why you didn't have better images.
Trina's the one to blame why we couldn't set up scopes.
Fair enough. She's online. She can hear us. Wonder what she's saying in the chat. No, this is really nice. Okay, next it's Conrad.
So this one here is the fireworks. And I shot probably the first half of this from my backyard. And then the rest of it, I finished the second half up at LLC. So I think it was total of like 13 hours. And this was taken with my Stellar View 102T. Just using a UVIR, but just since it's a galaxy, so yeah.
Any questions regarding this?
So that's at F7, if you're wondering. My backyard, and then up at LLC last August. So I just combined them with PixInsight. PixInsight's pretty cool. You have to shoot flats, obviously, twice. Then you just use this group facility within PixInsight to combine them, so you can run, as many sessions as you want by grouping them together and stacking them. This here's the North American Nebula. I shot that up at LLC with my Hyperstar C8. And you can see the pelicans sticking out. I realized it was going to be perfect framing. My focus was to get the North American, and then I used SHO processing to kind of change the colors up a little bit. The blue and the reds, oxygen, and so that's probably that's about I think I shot that was it one night or 2 nights? I think it's probably around 15 hours. with the hyperstar. So that's f1.9 was very fast.
Okay, any questions? Okay, let's move on to Dan. Is Dan online? Okay, not online, not here. So Dan submitted 2 pictures, and this is the comet that came last year. I don't know how to pronounce its name.
Next to M5.
Say that again. Suchin-Chan Atlas. Suchin-Chan Atlas. Yep. And then, yeah, you can see M5 in the upper corner of the image. Then, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the Dumbbell, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the Dumbbell Nebula. Okay. Next is Dave Faulkner. He's not here, but this is a picture of the Leo triplet, and this is Dave Faulkner's first attempt into astrophotography. Okay. And his first attempt at doing some serious imaging, he went to Metcalf Field on May 3rd, and he took it around 11 p.m. He used the Celestron Evolution 8 telescope and Hyperstar at f1.9 unguided. He used SharpCap Pro 4.0, and he had 10 images stacked, 30-second exposures, no post-processing. So this moment marks Dave Faulkner making it to the dark side.
There's a great article in the Gemini that he wrote.
Yes, he bought a new mop. So, yeah, unfortunately, he's not here for it when he gets to be recognized to making it to the dark side. But yeah, he submitted this to finally declare it to everybody in the club. He's an astrophotographer now. Yep. He did write in the Gemini about it. Yeah. So, well, I'd have to say for a starting image, this is a good one.
He contacted me and talked about putting a wedge, and I said, I told him, Mrs. Dave, don't even mess with it. Just get an equatorial mount. So I heard somebody said that he bought one. Oh, he did? AM5? Wow. Okay. So.
Okay, let's move on to Dennis Schrader.
Is Dennis here or online?
Yeah, I'm online here.
Okay, want to
Can
tell
you
us
hear
about
me?
your picture? Yes.
Sure. Okay. So obviously, this is the lunar eclipse on 14th. Of course, this was taken with my AT130 Astrotech 1mm f7 refractor focal length. It was kind of interesting. I mean, I was watching the whole evolution of eclipse from start to finish, and I would get a complete coverage of the blood moon, and at 1:59, I think the culmination of the eclipse, not culmination, but the total eclipse. And I had decided for, a couple hours is gorgeous evening, really, for March 14th. It was really a beautiful night. I went inside about 10 minutes to brew more coffee. and just the full steps. I was taking notes with my Canon 50D or 90D DSLR and unfiltered, but this is one of the results from that. So it also my the AT130 rides on a EQ6R mount, so I had it tracking and the exposure on this particular one, this is 800 and 1.3 second exposure.
Thank you. Okay, your next image.
This is, and this is the IC434 horsehead, and this was taken on March 17th. This is our exposure from my location here in Silver Lake. I have a board, I don't know, it's about here. And so these, I originally was planning to do 180-second subs times 50. With my AT or CFT90, the Astrotech carbon refining, and riding on an AM5 mount is my typical setup. So as I was watching this, I wanted 2.5 hours, but at about I think I got 39 subs because there were, and so I just stopped shooting. So what else can I tell you about it? So it was I was using the shooting for camera MC one-shot color camera is what I usually use. And this is processed in just the processing, is something that I'm right now, experimenting with, and I don't use PixInsight. This was just processed with the ASI Air. So I use the Optilong quad filter. No, wait, this one, yeah, this is the Optilong quad filter. So it is narrowband.
That's a great picture, Dennis. Thank you so.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for showing it.
Thank you. Okay, Doug is not here with us, but he did share this picture of the Milky Way. This is from LCC from last year that he took and he shared and said, as you can see, it's an amazing picture. And yes, you can see a lot of satellites flying through it. Okay, next one is Jacob.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, so this one is my Tadpole Nebula. I shot this from ELO. It's about 4 to 5 hours of integration, if I remember right. I shot this with a 80mm doublet refractor and a monochrome camera with the SHO filters. I just colorized it a little differently in PixInsight than the traditional SHO palette. And this one will actually be featured at the Fine Arts Expedition at the Minnesota State Fair this year.
Nice. Is there going to be a competition there?
There was, for photography, there was about 1,000 submissions and 100 photos were chosen.
Okay,
And then I believe that they are judged on the first day of the fair for first, second, and third
but
prize.
is this one of the 100 photos?
Yeah, this one was selected.
So what you're saying, go on day one, vote for this.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So for those online, yeah, go to the state fair. There are so many good reasons to go to the state fair, and this is an additional one, and go vote for this one.
And the photos, not just astrophotography.
Yeah, so it's an open submission to everybody in the state. They do 8 different categories. Photography is one of them, and they had about 1,000 submissions in the photography category.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one.
And then this is Sol Nebula. This one is about 13 hours of integration. I took this from my front yard in Crystal, so Bortle 8 skies, Bortle 9. This also with the 80 millimeter doublet, and also with the SHO filters. I've been sort of playing around with different color palettes because I've been bored of the traditional SHO. And so this one I tried to do a little more like ethereal rainbow type color palette, and I like the way it turned out. Also processed in PixInsight.
Did you also submit this one for the competition?
No, they only allow 1 submission per person, so.
Fair enough. No, this is also beautiful. Okay, so the homework is go to state fair day one, go vote for the other picture. No, thank you, Jacob. Any questions? Okay, let's move on to Jesse.
Jesse.
This was just one from NNSF last year. I think I stayed until Monday, so it was Sunday night of the Milky Way. And Nikon D40X. Yeah. I think it was about 20-second exposure. Anyway, yeah. You went with the pink stars. Cool. This was
The other
my,
one was a little bit blurry.
it was?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I picked the one that's less blurry.
I like the pink stars.
I'm okay with pink stars.
Me too. This was my first outing with, I now have a camera, a mount, a telescope. I still need to do guiding, but my first outing. 10 minutes of exposure. I didn't have any calibration frames. So I processed in Serial and GIMP.
What camera?
It's a SV Bony 5 or 605 color camera. I was out in Buffalo. Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse. Oh, beautiful. I can't do anything like this.
I need calibration frames.
You're good there.
You're getting there.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Next, it's Chris, but before he starts, you know, the limit was 2 per person. He submitted 3 and he insisted on it and he wore me out. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's got to deal with his neighbor's tree that's in the way when he does astrophotography and his neighbor's bright lights. I'm like, okay, I'll allow him to take 3, to post 3 pictures. So you want to go ahead and talk about the first one?
Oh, yeah. This is the horse head. I have a lot of data on the horse head and I haven't had time to give it some honest processing, so I kind of used a little too much AI and this is what I came up with. It's all in attack is a pain, so yeah, anyway, that's
What was your,
what scope did I use?
scope did you
All right. Now everybody understands why I threw that joke in. All right.
So, but here's something. For years, I haven't seen the Horsehead Nebula through a telescope until last year at LCC. Chris showed me the Horsehead Nebula, and I won't forget the first time I looked through the eyepiece, I didn't notice it. And the first thing he told me, it's bigger than you think. And I'm like, what does he mean? Bigger than you think. And he's like, just look around. And when I looked, I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is bigger than you think.
Yeah, it's
So, no, amazing picture, Chris.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
The real pictures, yes.
The real ones.
So this image I took largely from home. It's 19 hours and 20 minutes on an object that's really bright, which kind of doesn't make sense, but I kind of would use this as an excuse to take photos sometimes. So this is actually 3 years of you know, what I would assume is throwaway data, just collecting on M51. I did take a lot more than 19 hours and decided not to use any of the luminance. So I was shooting luminance RGB, and at some point I decided I didn't like that and just went straight RGB. So, and 100-second subs. So.
Chris, can you tell me if at what point is there a point of diminishing return?
I haven't found it yet.
It just keeps getting better?
But to make your image twice as good, you have to shoot 4 times the data that you currently have. So at some point, it does seem futile to get better and better, right?
No,
Well,
that's
to
not
answer your question,
futile.
Chris, I think it's the point where you collect enough data and then you give up and then you start doing stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for
I'm
beating
looking
the dead horse there.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing your pinwheel next year.
Yeah.
Or Whirlpool Galaxy next year.
Right. All right, we can go to the next image. So this is of the moon, and I really kind of like this image. It was taken with some software a lot of people haven't heard of called AstroDMX. AstroDMX is a multi-platform astrophotography capture tool that has direct connection to the camera, so it has some features that fire capture also has. So it's an alternative to shooting with fire capture, and use that here. This is just with a color planetary CWO camera and a 5-inch refractor. But I liked how this one turned out. So, but the takeaway is everybody should go check out AstroDMX. So.
Okay, any questions for Chris? He's ventured out of astrophotography into AI, and so you can also send him questions about that.
So is that Linux only?
No.
AstroDMX? Okay. Is that live stacking or is it? Okay, so just capture. So the video and you take it in or the whatever what's it called?
Auto stacker.
Yeah, auto stacker, Lucky Stack Worker.
Auto stacker and Lucky Stack Worker. Yep.
Okay, anything else online? Okay, let's move on. Next is Lee Merriman.
Lee in the room
Lee in the room?
or online?
Okay, so Lee sent pictures of the sun, and it looks like he used the C-Star S50 for that back in May 22nd. And you can see here some sunspots on it, and then he's got a zoom in onto the sun. I'd have to say, you know, I hear good things and bad things about C-Stars, but I think if it's a good, it's a good thing if somebody can pick up a simple tool and start getting into astrophotography, making pictures, but then eventually graduating if they want to do more and more into getting more and more sophisticated images beyond the C-Star. But it is a good starting imaging scope. It's not bad in this case. You wanna grab the microphone?
Oh, sure. I was just saying that the EA technology is moving so fast that in a couple of years, the capability that they have will be far more than what they have now, and maybe starting to get into which is better, the C-star type of thing or the regular processing and capture that we do.
That's if people keep buying them, but if they start doing AI images, stop imaging, there's no market. Sorry, Chris, I gotta keep going on with that joke. He gave it to me. You violated the two picture rule. Okay, anything else? Okay, the next one is for Mark. He's not here, but this is a video of the aurora, and he took this from, he sent me some text, and pretty much he did this on October 7th of 2024, near where he grew up in central northern Dakota. It's 3,383 frames, 2-second exposures, 4-second intervals. He used an ISO 6400 f2.8, a Canon RA with a 14 millimeter Canon lens. Start time 21:20. He started at 9 p.m., 24 minutes, and he finished at 1 a.m., 39 minutes. So this is about 6 hours time lapse in 2 minutes.
So his interval was 3 minutes, 4 minutes? No,
Yeah,
three or 4 seconds, I mean.
It's 3,383 frames, 2-second exposure, 4-second intervals.
2-second exposure, 4-second interval.
Yes.
Wow.
And PowerPoint, I can tell you, I saw the original movie because I processed it, and this is nothing compared to the actual movie. Zoom and PowerPoint are really chopping this up, so it was really beautiful, you know, in its raw form.
Yeah, this looks less smooth than a 3-second interval.
Yeah, it's really PowerPoint and Zoom doing that to us.
Hmm.
Yeah. The nice thing about the video, can actually identify some constellations.
Mm-hmm.
And the original video he sent, I think it was 4 terabytes.
Yeah.
He sent that over email?
Terabytes, it was 4 gigabytes, right?
It was terabyte.
Terabytes, okay.
4 terabytes?
Ridiculous.
Yikes.
I know it took me half an hour to download those 2 minutes of video.
Well, I wish you were here to explain it to us. Oof.
Yeah, must be a highway or something in the lower right corner. Or a main road. That's a lot of cars. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Nick Johnson.
Think you here in-house or online?
Okay, nice picture of the Milky Way. I love the reflection against the lake.
You never get that when you want it.
I was gonna ask, is it processed to look that way? Oh, that was the way it was. Okay. That's beautiful.
Do you know where that was, Suresh?
Okay. And the next one, trying to remember the nebula. Yeah, I see the Trifid.
Lagoon, yeah.
Okay. So the bottom one is the loon? Okay, loon and the Trifid, okay. Also amazing pictures. Let's move on to the next one.
Paul is here.
Yeah.
I took this at last year's Northern Nights Starfest. Nikon D750 camera with a wide angle lens.
So are you looking north this way then?
Yes.
Okay.
I took this on May 11th, 2024 with the same camera. That was the most incredible night of Aurora. It didn't matter where I pointed the camera. I get a picture of Aurora out at Carlos Avery there. So.
Any questions for Paul? Very nice, thanks.
Next it's Phil.
Bill.
All right. Let's see. This is the Wizard Nebula, NGC 7380. It's SHO. Shot with my C8 and let's see, color camera, and let's see, 2 dual narrowbands. There's a one for H and O and another one for O and S. And let's see, it's about 6 hours or so of processing or capture. And it was shot at Long Lake during Northern Nights.
So are you going to LCC again this summer?
You bet.
And you'll have better, you have more pictures for us for next year.
Yeah, for next year. Yep.
That's great.
You can go on to the next one, I guess. It's kind of washed out. Let's see. That's Crab Nebula M1, shot SHO and also RGB combined. And let's see, it was shot at Black Mesa, Oklahoma in October over 4 nights, approximately 6 hours. And yeah, processed, let's see, I guess pretty much the same setup. C8, 0.63 reducer, color camera, dual narrowband in 2 passes, one for H and O and one for O and S. And yeah, that just looks really overexposed. It didn't look that way on my screen, but that happens, I guess.
That's a good one. And it's not an easy target, my understanding, right?
Oh, I don't know. It's bright enough, but yeah, it takes a while to get the detail.
It's a lot of detail.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Any questions? Otherwise, you can go on. Yeah, sure.
So I know you, Phil, you said you use one-shot color on both of these, right? Okay, and you talked about your passes. Which filters are you using to get the H and the HA and the, are you using like the Antilia or filters or?
Yeah, let's see. They're both pretty narrow. The H and O is Optilong L Ultimate, and the sulfur is Ascard D2. I think that's like 6 nanometers or something like that, 6.5 maybe. Yeah, it works really well. It's it's a little bit of trouble just to separate the channels out. You pull the H and the O out and pull the S and the O out and recombine them. But then it becomes, pretty normal. Yeah.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay.
Robert Vangen. Online?
Robert.
Yeah, I'm on the line right here.
Okay. So you sent me
Okay,
more questions. I picked two of them, and here's the first one.
okay, the ones I like best, I don't know what you're showing there, is the Crescent Nebula, and I have M27, Western Veil, Eastern Veil, and the one I say first is that I saw the eclipse that went through Minneapolis on June 30th, 1954. And to say you some math, that makes me 85 years old. And I have a C-Star S3. And I use GIMP and Paint to process the images. Let's see, if you want to get more information on the C-Star, see YouTube for C-Star for Dummies. And I guess maybe that's all I want to say right now.
And the next picture looks like a globular cluster.
That M13?
Is that M13?
No, it's oh gosh, I don't know which one it is. But I think my best picture was probably, well, not best, but I like the Western Veil. That was nice green clouds, and I'm not to the age where I can handle heavy equipment, so that's why I call that C-Star my toy, and learning a lot from it and having fun. So that's it.
It's absolutely fabulous. You're playing with it and having fun. That's
Yeah.
what we all like to hear.
Yeah, it's like I say, I just other equipment, heavy equipment, I just can't handle these days. So I guess that's about all I wanted to say.
Great, thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Oh, and they're all from my back deck. And if you go for more than 3 hours, you need a power pack. So, because the power supply doesn't last very long on that thing if you go longer sessions. So, so thanks for the opportunity, and have a good day.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Next, Stephen Sadler. Stephen?
Oh. Thank you. Well, this is my first attempt at astrophotography. I have a nature photography lens that I like, and I thought, well, gee, I wonder if I can get a picture of a deep sky object with that thing. And so I started trying to figure out how to set it up. And I got astrophotography camera, the ZWO ASI 2600 MC Air. And I put that on there. I've got an equatorial mount. And I went out, I was trying to figure out how to get things set up with the software that comes with that. And I was just trying to figure out how to get it to focus. And it was one of these nights where it was super cold out, and I was trying to do it through the window of the house, focus on a street light a ways away, and it wasn't working. So I brought it outside, and I thought, oh, I just want to see if I can get it to focus. I got it to focus, and I had like a few minutes before the Orion was going to go behind the neighbor's house, because I was down at ground level. And I was amazed at like what just a couple of images looked like.
And I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. So a couple weeks later, it was a clear night, and I went up on our upper deck and I got all set up. I had figured out how to use the software, and I got about a little over 6 hours of exposure to get this. And I think, yeah, this really is fun. So now I nicknamed our upper deck the Snail's Eye Observatory.
No, this is beautiful. And you
Yeah.
officially made it to the dark side. So welcome.
Yeah. And
There's
I
a
did
large
learn,
community in the club.
all right. I did learn how to use a calculator that I didn't know how to use it before I was looking at this. And I used 3-minute exposures for this. And when I put that in the calculator, it tells me, it says, well, some of the brighter stars will be a little blown out if you do that. You should use 2 minutes. So I'm going to try it again with 2 minutes and see if those brighter stars look a little better, but I still really like it.
It is beautiful.
Oh, it's it's a guy that has one for observing and one for photography, and it's Sky Tools. Yeah, that's it. And it has a calculator in there because you put all your equipment in there, so it knows the frame you're looking at, so it knows what stars are in there, and it'll give you a pretty good exposure of what to try.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, next, Suresh.
Hi, everybody. Oh, you're starting backwards. Okay, let me go. So this is actually the planetary nebula Jones-Emberson 1, which is up in Lynx. It's about 1,600 light years away and is about 20,000 years old. This was actually only discovered in 1939 by Rebecca Jones, and I can't remember the first guy's name. It's Emberson, but I don't remember his first name. Let's see, I got here. Can't see my notes, it's too dark in here. But anyway, this is a standard planetary nebula. The central star there is a white dwarf, but if you look, it's bluish, and that's kind of a known thing. And it has 0.63 times the mass of our sun. And so that's what's lighting up this entire planetary nebula. It's about 6.8 by 6 arc minutes in size, too. And it's about 14th magnitude. So visually, it's really hard to see this. You can see parts of it. The other thing I should mention is it's called the headphone nebula. And if you look closely, you can see why, right? Those two white lobes look like, headphones. So that's what this is called. This is shot through my 10-inch RC from Black Mesa, Oklahoma last year, Bortle 1 skies. And let's see, so it's my 10-inch RC, my 2600 Pro mono camera, and this is 8.2 hours of, I think it's HOO data, as I recall.
So Suresh, is that the center star?
That's it.
Okay. The gamer in me wants to say this looks like, from Doom 64, the Coca Demon, the big red.
You got me,
blobby
man. I'm
demon.
not a millennial, so.
Come on, that came out in the early 90s.
So any questions on this one?
No, it's a beautiful one. But I don't see the headphones.
You don't see the headphone? Anybody else see the headphone?
I see the headphones.
I think it's you, Ahmed.
I'm just seeing the demon with the mouth open.
What did you say the NGC number was?
Yeah, hang on. I don't know. I don't think it has an NGC number. It's just Jones-Emberson 1. It's in Sky Safari. If you look up Jones-Emberson, it'll come up. It has a PK number 164 plus 31.1.
164?
164 plus 31.1.
Thank you.
Sure.
Interesting.
Any other questions with this one?
Just looking at it, Suresh, and correct me if I'm wrong. The poles of the star run this way.
Yep. That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Yeah. Just from the release of the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful. And there's a lot of physics in it. I like it.
Thanks. And I guess
Okay, next.
So this is actually 3 images in one, so I cheated like Chris, but
See, Chris, that's
But-
how they do it.
but I but I have a reason for why I did 3 images in one. So I don't know if you remember, but in the first week of May, we had a huge sunspot group number 4079 come through. And I took the opportunity here because I've always wondered what a sunspot would look like through I have 3 different solar imaging rigs, visible light, calcium K, and hydrogen alpha, but I had never shot the same sunspot with all 3. So I don't know if you remember, but back in May, we had like a 2-week stretch where it was totally clear. And then it got cloudy for the next 3 months. So May 4th through 6th, 3 straight days. Now, the other interesting thing about the sunspot is it was 87,000 miles across, which is almost exactly the size of Jupiter. Jupiter's 88,000. So if you look at that, think of Jupiter superimposed on the sun. So the first one's in visible light. That was shot with my Stellar View 102 refractor and a Botter Herschel wedge. Within the Herschel wedge, I also put in my Botter Continuum filter and a neutral density 1.8 filter. All 3 of these use the same camera, which is a ZWO 432 mono camera. And I also use a Daystar flat cap, which is a diffuser. And the first 2 were shot with my AM5 mount. But again, first one's in visible light. So you can kind of see what the sunspot would look like just if you use a normal filter. And this sunspot was gigantic. You could just hold the filter up in the sky and see the sunspot, naked eye. It was huge. And then the second one is calcium K taken on May 5th, same telescope. This is done through my Lunt calcium K module, a B1200 module. Again, same camera. And you can see the difference between visible light and calcium K light. In visible light, you're looking at roughly 400 to, is it 650 nanometers volts, visible light, something like that. And so you can see the sunspot. If you look close, you can see some granulation. And along the edges, it doesn't really show up here, but there's some faculae that shows up in visible light. And if you go over to calcium K, it looks very different, right? Because you're looking at a lower layer in the chromosphere.
What wavelength?
Oh, pointer. Sorry, somebody asked a question?
What wavelength is calcium K?
393.4 nanometers.
Oh, ultraviolet.
Yeah, it's in the violet, just out of visible range. Whenever I try to look through this filter visually, I don't have any contrast. I can't even focus. So it's just out of visible range. However, if you've had cataract surgery, apparently you can see detail using this filter visually. Yeah, so anybody want to try, feel free to come over or we can try it. But you can see the difference between the 2 filters there. In calcium K, you're looking at a slightly lower part of the chromosphere than you do in hydrogen alpha, which is on the right. And there's more contrast and structure. But the other thing to notice here is look at the plages around the white milky stuff that you see there. Those are like cloudy features in the sun's chromosphere that show up in this filter and almost no other filter. So it's another thing to look for. But the contrast is the main thing here that you're seeing with calcium K. And then finally on the right, sorry, I had a full image of the sun in hydrogen alpha, but it was out of focus. So I decided to go with a little bit sharper one. And you can see what the sunspot looks very, very different again, right? And so you've got a little bit of plage activity around it, but not like it shows up in the calcium K. But here you've got prominences on the edges. You've got filaments, which are prominences superimposed on the sun. You've got more granulation. So you've got more visually appealing detail, if you want to call it that. And this was shot through my Lunt 80 millimeter double stack and the same 432 mono camera on a Skywatcher Solar Quest mount. And that was on May 6th. So just want to show the same sunspot through 3 different methods of capture. Any questions?
That's cool.
Thank you. Nice.
Next, Core.
Oh, yes. Last May, I had the pleasure of traveling to New Mexico and the deserts and badlands there. And I found, we hiked into this place where there are these really odd structural hoodoos. And I really wanted to get a picture of the Milky Way behind it. And I was also
setting up to try to do a time lapse. And this is an accumulation. So the time lapse frames I was taking were 30-second exposures, but they had a 35-second interval. So there was this unpleasant 5-second gap that mostly doesn't show up in this shot, but makes sort of an annoying pattern in the original. And so this is my Star Trail picture composed of the frames of the time-lapse movie that I made. Oh, and here's the movie. You're going to play it?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Yeah, I see this is going to suffer the same problem of it not being smooth enough to show. But you can get sort of a feel of the space and the area.
Sure. Are those hoodoos because of a glacier that melted?
No, this is erosion, mostly water and wind.
Oh, wow.
And most of them are like these wings that are on pedestals. And in this case, there was this feature called the alien throne, where the pedestal had been eroded enough that there were holes through it. So here's my time or Star Trail, and I wanted to get the Milky Way behind it. I had two cameras set up. One was facing north and one south. This is the north facing one.
Hey, Thor, just real quick, these hoodoos, do they glow at night like they do at Bryce Canyon, or are these just sediment?
Glow in what way? You mean like phosphorescent?
So anybody who's been to Bryce Canyon knows that their hoodoos, these features, they have like I don't know, iridescent rock that glows. Anybody seen that?
I've not heard of that.
So I was just curious if the same kind of stuff.
No, not that I noticed.
So a little bit of my understanding of geology, the way the hoodoos form, usually a lot of volcanic ash. And then on the top of each one of those is a rock that at some point flew out of the volcano, landed there, settled, the volcanic ash became rock, and then eventually got eroded. The rock on the top is harder, so it doesn't erode as fast as the ash. So it looks like that at the end.
Yes, that's my understanding too, that the top is hard rock and underneath is soft rock. In this case, I think it's sandstone. But yeah, it was a real cool experience to go out in the desert and do this. I used a Canon EOS 60DA for some of this, and the other one was a Canon EOS RA. And the lenses were wide angle 14 and 18 millimeter f1.8 and f2 2.8 maybe. Yeah, so like I say, this was a really cool experience. I wrote about this. I wrote an experience and sent it in, and it is being published in Gemini. Father Brown took my original submission and learned that there was a first one, which was like, how do you get here? Because it is a pretty remote place. And so that just got published in the most recent Gemini, and you can read about that.
What are the cliff notes on how to get there?
Farmington, New Mexico is the nearest town where you're going to, stay. And this place is about an hour and a half south on a road, and then turning onto gravel roads, and then I don't know what's less than a gravel road. It's kind of ruts that go back into into this region, and it's actually
it's known among the hikers and that community of people that go hiking into the Badlands and stuff. So there are people that go here, and the night I was there, I thought I was alone, but I got joined by a young college graduate student who had just who was kind of on his way back home, and he decided he wanted to hike out there, and so the two of us took pictures of these hoodoos and other features under the night skies. Yeah, it was a very nice, and it was nice because it was clear and mostly clear. You could see a few clouds going through here, but a week later, that whole area got deluged by torrential rains and flash floods. So I consider myself quite lucky to have had this opportunity.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Thor.
As usual, Thor, beautiful, artistic, love it.
Thank you. Yeah, you can go to my website and find a link to it and see the actual full motion, and there's a soundtrack with it too.
Okay,
All right, Tim Johnson,
thank you. Tim,
online or in the house?
Tim online. Okay, that looks like a Triffid and also a loon.
Lagoon.
Okay. And then, and then this is the wizard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Hubble pellet wizard looks like. Yeah.
Bolts, you want to give him a microphone?
Now, the interesting thing here is he really pushed up the black background on here and just focused on the nebula. And so I think he did this on purpose because there is other fainter stuff here, but I think he really wanted to show the nebula here. It's rotated differently. Like the lagoon should be, instead of being on the right, it should be on the bottom, and the Triffid should be up on top. So kind of turn your head over there. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one like this.
Okay, next is Tom Holman.
Tom Holman, there he is.
So this just shows a little bit of what the C Star or S50 can do. This is the Triffid, of course. It's a little more washed out than my version, but you get the idea. So this is a whopping 20 minutes of exposure with about 15 seconds of post-processing with using the C Star's denoise button. And there's the Lagoon Nebula, of course.
Lagoon.
And same thing, 20 minutes of total exposure. And I think you get pretty good detail out of that. So I've just been enjoying using that, using the C Star just to capture a gazillion images. I've probably got about 700 images that I've captured, and I'm doing a lot of those Astronomical League challenges and getting those done fairly quickly. This was taken out near Metcalf under Bortle 5 stars, as was the last one.
Thank you. Okay, next, Volts.
Oh,
keep the
me?
microphone.
So this is a supernova remnant Abell 85. Taken at Northern Night Star Fest. My scope is a Epsilon 160 astrograph and f 3.2, and camera is a QHY MC or 533M, and I use narrowband filters. So this is hydrogen alpha, sulfur, oxygen, and blue. So those are that. My filter wheel is only 5 positions, so I can't even do a full RGB. So I always do fake RGB with narrowband filters, and then throwing in blue gets you some. Occasionally, you get lucky with some reflection nebula and some blue stars, so that helps out. But this is in Cassiopeia. It's a really dusty area of the Milky Way, so that was a fun target. About 4 hours, about 4 hours exposure total. Yeah, I've heard various different names for it, something like that. Yeah.
Any questions?
How long is it?
About 4 hours.
Okay, next.
Then the next one is also in Cassiopeia, the Bubble Nebula. So this one, there's a little story behind this one. So this was also at Northern Nights, but this was shot through an aurora outburst. So also same scope, same setup, about the same amount of time. And you could see the cluster. What's the cluster up on top? 7789, yeah. But I really like this image. There's a lot of dustiness and a lot of hydrogen emissions, and you can really sharply, crisply see the bubble. It's last year was the first year I actually got autofocusing working, and I changed cameras and I changed capture software, went to Nina. And so that was all relatively new for me. So I think I figured it all out that trip. So that's, again, it was from LLCC at Northern Nights last year.
Thank you, Walt. Any questions? Okay, next, William Wood.
William Wood. Online.
Okay, so first picture is of the moon, and I think this is taken with the sea star, if I'm not mistaken. And then the next picture was during the solar eclipse. I'm trying to figure out what the object showing up on the right here is. That was Venus? Okay. So I think that's from early last year. Okay, and that's everybody who had pictures. So
we have made an executive decision. So the prizes will not be restricted to people here in the room. We'll send it out to everybody, so everybody is eligible.
Okay, so let's turn on the lights.
Turn up the lights. Yeah, we have a magic.
And we have a wheel.
We have a
with
magic wheel.
everybody's name. So yeah. Okay. But is the requirement for the person to be in the meeting online or in person?
No, we'll send it to
Okay.
any winner. Yeah.
Okay, so any winner. But how can we pick a book for them? Because they're supposed to pick a book.
Just go from the top down. Just start with the top book. Top book. First book, Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Who's gonna win? Who's the winner? Chris Fatness.
Did you use AI to alter our?
Okay, remove his name.
I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, Chris, congrats. Okay, next it's Artemis.
Artemis, also by Andy Weir.
Nick Johnson.
Oh,
Mark
Job.
Job.
All right.
Okay.
We'll get that to Mark.
And then last but not least, The Martian.
Paul Gotti.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
we'll keep going.
Remove. We'll do it again. Conrad.
Conrad.
All right.
Okay, so there you go. Congrats.
Thank you, everybody who submitted photos to the photo extravaganza.
Yeah.
Imagers strike back.
Yeah, I gotta say, when we started 6 years ago or back in 2020, 5 years ago, when we started, we didn't get a lot of submissions, and over time we started getting more and more submissions and quality was improving and we started actually limiting things versus in the past, you could send me like 5, 6 images, we'd share them. But we decided, hey, this year, let's focus it, improve the quality. And I think it turned out really good. Everybody enjoyed it. And thanks everybody. I get a kick out of seeing those pictures and hearing about them. And I look forward to next year's astrophotography.
Really like it to see everybody's progress from year to year. And I definitely see progress from year to year. So it's a lot of fun. All right, wrapping up the meeting then. So next meeting, September 4th, 2025, right here, 7 p.m. Dale Deluturi from Skokie Valley Astronomers signed up. Is that right? That's what's on this calendar.
Yep. So we sort of did a trade. I did a presentation for their club. They're doing one for our club. And pretty much his talk is going to be about pretty much what kind of messaging can aliens understand.
Okay.
So.
And
based on research, so it's a fun topic to listen to.
All right, don't forget post-meeting meetup at Pizza Luce as soon as we all get out of here. And the presentation will be put together and put on our YouTube channel probably by next week, or over the weekend. We'll work on it, editing the movie down and getting it YouTube ready and uploading it to YouTube. So you'll be ready for that at this point. So thank you for coming, and we will see you next month and see you at Northern Nights, or see you at Eagle Lake or Cherry Grove or JJC or Cedar Creek or wherever else.